Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to the very last edition of The Conversation this week. It's the Friday edition of the show. I am Abimbola Bello.
Yeah, today is Friday. Yay!
Joy, what's going on?
I'm just so happy that I get to rest tomorrow. Good morning and welcome. I am Joy Olu.
Good morning, everyone. I am Adibimpe Omotaya Clacky.
I didn't have a cough before. I didn't have a cough before stepping into the studio this morning. I was only catching a cruise, and it looks like that my catching cruise is causing something else. Okay, so Adibimpe, can you see me this morning?
I can see you. I'm sitting down strategically. So I can.
You know, there's a way she always calls me out on Fridays. I can't see your face.
So I can see you.
Okay. Right. You know how we do it on Fridays. Usually Fridays on the show is Ilubiri, and you know, we sometimes enjoy to just be by ourselves and just do our thing. And of course, we intend to help you start your weekend on a beautiful note this morning on the show. Let's start by taking our news point for today. The first news point on this side is from the 2027 election. INEC unveils mock presidential poll plan. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is considering conducting a comprehensive audit of its electoral technology systems and staging a mock presidential election as part of efforts to strengthen preparations for the 2027 elections. INEC Chairman Professor Josh Amukbito, SAN, disclosed this on Thursday while receiving the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Dr. Richard Montgomery, during a courtesy visit to the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. Amukbito said the proposals, which were being considered by the Commission, were prompted by concerns arising from the 2023 general election, particularly over the reliability of election technology. According to him, the Commission is considering auditing all its electoral systems ahead of the 2027 polls and conducting a mock presidential election to test the readiness of its processes and technology before the actual elections. Of course, continuing, the INEC chairman noted that sometimes when you read online, advertorials and so many things will just continue preventing you from reading. All right, the INEC chairman noted that the proposed exercises were not originally included in the Commission's budget, but said INEC would explore ways of implementing them because of their potential to strengthen the credibility of the elections. He explains that the proposals formed part of the Commission's broader efforts to improve technological reliability, including the continued deployment of the bimodal voter accreditation system and the INEC results waiting portal, alongside an ongoing review of its cybersecurity architecture, covering system redundancy, penetration testing, and disaster recovery mechanisms. Amukbito stressed that public confidence in the electoral process depended largely on the reliability of the Commission's technology and processes. Let me leave it here. I think, of course, INEC means well with this particular one. And again, sometimes it's okay to audit yourself first before allowing others to audit you. And I think if INEC if they go ahead with this planned mock, it probably would also expose them to where they need to strengthen their own mechanism. But depending on how they also intend to go about this, remember that you cannot also use just one system to judge the whole country, knowing full well how large Nigeria is and the number of polling units that we have in the country. But I think it's a good step in the right direction, again, because this will be the first election Professor Amukbito will oversee on a national level. At least he has overseen two off-cycle elections. But on a larger scale, this would be the first one. And to forestall stories that touch the hearts, to forestall, oh, had we known, perhaps we should have done this. Maybe this will also be good for them. And after all, they have a budget.
Exactly.
There's a budget for the election. So if they use the budget wisely and test the waters before the election. That would also help them to identify challenges and how to go about their challenges.
Yes, it's a good one by INEC. But even if everything goes smoothly while testing, whenever they do it, it doesn't mean that on election day they might not have glitches.
Absolutely.
So Nigerians should not now come out to say,
They
they mock this. Why is it? Why are they having issues now? No, we're dealing with technology here. It cannot be cast on stone. It doesn't mean it will be perfect.
The rest is to commit it into God's hands.
You've said it all.
That's it.
You've said it all.
All right, let's go on.
Okay, autonomy battles, states defy Supreme Court control, 10 trillion naira local government allocations. I raised this thing last week. 2 years after the Supreme Court ordered the direct payment of federal allocations to local government councils, implementation of a landmark financial autonomy judgment remains stalled despite 10.48 trillion naira being allocated to the third tier of government within the period. An analysis of the Federation Account Allocation Committee reports with data from the National Bureau of Statistics and the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, collated by this media, The Punch, on Monday, showed that local government councils received 10.479 trillion naira between the July 2024 and June 2026 FAC meetings. The period covered allocations from revenue earned between June 2024 and May 2026 because FAC distributes the revenue generated in a particular month at the meeting held in the following month. Consequently, June 2024 revenue was shared at the July 2024 meeting, while May 2026 revenue was distributed in June 2026. The allocations were made amid lingering uncertainty over the implementation of the Supreme Court judgment delivered on July 11, 2024, in the case of the Attorney General of the Federation versus Attorney General of Abia State and 35 others. It's very long. Very, very long. But what this report is saying that despite the Supreme Court ruling in I think it was July 2024, that local government funds should be paid directly, to the local government accounts. But at that time we also had some state governors. Okay, I'll be specific. One particular state governor, Governor Sheyi Makinde, who said he wasn't going to do it, and the local government chairman in that state also said, yes, we will collect our allocations from our governor.
I don't know where this will end at the end of the day, but I think again it's not too good that the Supreme Court, which is the final court of Nigeria or the highest court in the land, gave a ruling. Until date, it's been almost 2 years after. We can still find full meaning of this judgment, even though many times Mr. President has said full autonomy, but we still keep having dilly-dallying, governors saying this, central bank saying this, local government saying this. But I think there has to be a better stance from the federal government, and I think they have the powers to do what they need to do. I just think they are not ready. When they are ready, the right thing will be done. The accounts will be opened, and the local government will get their money directly. So as we speak, I think it is still, maybe Mr. President is just still giving the governors the leeway to do the right thing. And when the right time comes.
But does this action, doesn't it make a mockery of the judicial system?
Because again,
That's what I'm saying.
The sentence has been given. Everyone is supposed to align.
That's what I'm
If
saying.
you don't have respect for rule of
Well,
law.
it calls the question really what exactly the judgment was all about, and whether or not all tiers of government are ready to comply by the judgment. But again, I'll still stand by what I said. When the federal government is really ready to effect that judgment, things will take shape. Let's take the story.
Senate bans preaching, hawking in commercial buses. Okays 50,000 naira fine.
Is it 50,000?
Yes, 50,000 naira fine.
Fine.
The Senate on Thursday passed the Federal Road Safety Corps Amendment Bill 2026, proposing a 50,000 naira fine for anyone convicted of hawking, trading, or preaching inside commercial vehicles. The bill, which seeks to strengthen road safety enforcement and curb practices considered capable of distracting drivers, now awaits presidential assent. What a speed to pass. If signed into law, the legislation will also impose a 50,000 naira fine, 6 months imprisonment, or both on motorists who refuse to cooperate with officials of the FRSC during roadside breath tests conducted on reasonable suspicion. The amendment forms part of a broader review of the FRSC Act aimed at increasing compliance with traffic regulations, reducing road crashes, and enhancing safety on Nigerian roads through stiffer penalties for traffic offences. I want to go down to under the proposed law, anyone found hawking, trading, or preaching inside a commercial vehicle commits an offence, and upon conviction will be liable to 50,000 naira fine. The bill also raises the penalty for driving under the influence of alcohol or intoxicating drugs from 5,000 naira to 100,000 naira. So it used to be 5,000 naira before. So the new bill is stating that it will be increased to 100,000 naira. Also, anyone who they are also proposing to increase the penalty for disobeying traffic lights, road signs, pavement markings, and other traffic control devices to 100,000 naira. Similarly, speed limit violations, previously punishable with 5,000 naira, will now attract 100,000 naira penalty. Reckless driving will also be punishable with 100,000 naira fine, up to 2 years imprisonment or both. It's a long read. Okay, that's the end of the story anyway. But everything seems to be like 50,000, 100,000 naira fine. So this bill now is waiting presidential assent, and then it becomes law.
I laughed when I saw this headline. I was
When is this starting?
I don't understand.
Because I'm just
Fine for preaching, hawking in buses. I'm sure this editor was just trying to
whip up.
No, he's just
but
trying to.
that's what the bill is.
There are others that he could have used, but that one would
better,
not gain as much traction as this one is doing right now. Because I was going to say, is that our problem? Those selling in hawking in buses, all their product is even up to 50. Is even up to 50,000 naira. Okay, but I can understand where you went further to say, or driving under the influence of alcohol, drugs, and all of that. Yes, I can understand that. But the reason for stopping or for fining for preaching and hawking in buses is because it sometimes distracts
It's
the
annoying.
the driver.
Like sometimes I know that it's been a while I boarded a public transport, but those days, more you just like kilo shele go. What exactly are you saying? Like,
especially God help you when you're sitting in front of one of them. If you are the one directly,
you will get up. And they had a penchant for those long buses because that way you I don't know honestly, and I don't know if that has reduced. I really can't tell now, but
yes,
it has reduced.
It has. It has.
I haven't taken it.
That's what. So I really can't measure.
I can't remember.
But for funny enough, some people actually enjoy them. It's okay to even speak with your voice. Some still now use megaphone. Like kilo shele go go. I think, honestly, I can't even deal. I cannot deal. Anyway, let's see how this will pan out at the end of the day. Because 50,000 naira is not small money.
No small money.
And like Adebimpe pointed out, like
much?
everything in their Igba. How much?
How much
Is
is
it up to 50,000 naira? But the way they even, no, those guys, I don't think they went to school for those things.
I used to find them so amusing. You know.
Yes, because they had
Marketing
some
strategy.
yes, they had some things that they used to say. How can one medicine woke up one where everything?
For toothache, na for back pain, na for this, na for that.
For that, they should be banned. Because they deceive a lot
You see
of
people,
innocent.
God give me two there.
A lot
No,
of
you know
innocent
the
Nigerians.
way you just know when you board the bus and you know they are there is you just look at them and you hear things like "Eba mi gbojo ayo soke ben." I'm like, oh my God! Like, how do you know my face is Ojo Ayo? Anyways, let's go on to the X platform this morning and take a look at one of the many trending stories there. Of course, this one is not such a palatable story this morning. The news broke days ago that a 26-year-old Mary Habila had died in the private residence of Minister of Works David Umahi in Ebonyi State. And, you know, yesterday the minister himself had to actually come out to clear the air. The first thing he said was that Mary wasn't even a physiotherapist, as proclaimed. She was a nurse, a certified nurse at that, and that she was like a daughter to him. And, you know, the way the news, you know, was broken, it felt like Mary had died in the bedroom of the minister, naked. And, you know, he went ahead to give an account of what he also heard that happened. And he did say that, I mean, minutes before Mary was said to have died, she had spoken with her boyfriend, and she kept telling her boyfriend not to drop the call. But the boyfriend also said she needed to get help. And then he had to end the call. And by the time he called, about 3 minutes later, she wasn't picking the call. And she had told him she wanted to take a bath before then. And the minister also said she had been dealing with some health conditions and had been receiving treatment in a Turkish hospital. And he did say that, you know, all of these things were verifiable, that they could be verified. Her call log could also be verified. But, you know, even though he's also saying that it might just be okay for an autopsy to be conducted, but we understand Mary's father is saying, according to tradition and a couple of cultural issues, they do not want their daughter's corpse to be opened up. They will just like for her to be buried that way. It's a very dicey situation as it stands. And of course, the minister also said not only Mary stayed in his house, another person, you know, and all of these things could be verified. It was already linking this to political motivation, trying to link him with the death of this young lady. Even said that, you know, all of the treatment she had been undergoing were bankrolled by him. I know that the way autopsies are carried out, of course, it's not something you like to be done. Because, of course, you know how things are. But again, maybe for posterity's sake and maybe for just to have a closure. But again, now this is my personal opinion, perhaps also the father or the parents knew what kind of health conditions she was dealing with. And perhaps, again, they knew that, all right, it could end this way. Maybe that's why they have a closure and then they're willing to let go. But maybe again, sometimes when things like this happen, you really can't take a stand because you're not the one standing in those shoes. But maybe the decision of the parents could be respected. She's their daughter, except of course stated otherwise. It's a very dicey one, honestly. However you want to look at it, maybe the minister also wants to clear his name to a large extent. But if the family says, we don't want to push a case, we just want to let this go, maybe this is where sense of reasoning will prevail, because I don't know if this one now has any legal angle.
I think if the family of the girl have made peace and wants to bury their dead, I think that their stand should be respected.
Ademike, what do you think?
In Nigeria today, when a young person dies, there's always people tend to want to make a big deal
Out of it.
out of it. Because that when I first saw that story, I thought she died in his bedroom naked. And then the comments on social media until he came out to say something. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? And the parents were saying, you know, they
And
didn't want
he's
to do
been in
anything.
Abuja all this
And he's been
she
in
died
Abuja.
In Ebonyi.
She died in Ebonyi, for heaven's sake. Oh, so I just, mischief makers, please, let's tone down.
Sometimes we coin
Yes,
the headlines.
especially when it has to do with something
Public
as sad,
figures, yeah.
you know, sensitive and as sad as a 28-year-old a young lady, you know, please.
Well, I mean, just like Joy said, maybe this is where, of course, the handlers, maybe the police would also have to look at what the parents, their wish at the end of the day. After all, she's their daughter, and now she was their daughter. Okay. All right, you can go on to the X platform this morning to take a further read on why Mary Habila and, of course, Dave Umahi are trending on that platform. Okay, we will take a quick break. When the conversation returns, part 1 of the conversation will be here. And today, again, we'll be taking a look at the art of spoken words. Spoken words mean different things to different people. While some see it as, you know, something, a skill that should be honed if you do have it, others see it as another piece of work of art. That you can learn, you can pick up, you can, whatever it is that you want to do with it. But again, does it transcend a piece of work of art? Or what exactly do spoken words mean to those, especially practitioners in that industry? That's what we intend to take a look at on the conversation this morning.